What is going on, everyone? MikeO back, doing a Mailday recap. Can't believe I just looked and it's been over 4 weeks since my last Mailday. It's a busy part of the year between Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up in just a couple weeks, New Year's coming up. The end of the year crunch is in full gear. It is crazy busy. So the weeks just fly on by. But I do have a bunch of stuff that has come in that I've purchased and some gifts from members of the community, which I greatly appreciate. So I think I'm overdue for a mail day. So let's take a look at some of the stuff we have to look at. Bunch of different cool things. Obviously going to be very Phillies related. So we'll see. Let's take a look at some of the recent pickups. We'll be all over the place. So first off, just because it's right in front of me, this is actually from a card show recently. Just obviously a cheap pickup, but a Bob Dernier Phillies 1989 team issue. Sponsored by Tasty Cake. Bob Dernier. Really awesome walk-off inside the park home run when I was a kid, and always really liked Bob Dernier. So it's one of those guys when you see a random kind of oddball card or some sort of card that you don't have, you pick it up. So cool little pickup there. You don't have to pick up big dollar cards to enjoy the hobby at all, though that is fun as well, which we do have right here. This one was purchased via Twitter. Ryan Breakout Cards, who's always finding all kinds of really neat vintage and pre-war and just tough releases. So this is an 1887 Kalamazoo Bats N690 Sid Farrar of Philadelphia. So he was with the Philadelphia Quakers, Phillies. Quakers was the official name. They were also known by the locals as the Phillies. They did eventually officially become the Philadelphia Phillies. Played 8 seasons in the big leagues, 7 of them with the Quakers/Phillies, and then his final year with the Athletics. 1887 Kalamazoo Bats, not a release you see very often. Obviously, this one has seen better days. This is something like I knew of the issue, hadn't really been seeking it out, had never really ran into any at national or big shows, and anything I've seen at auction was, pretty pricey. So this is an authentic, and there's Twitter. You can see the back does have writing on it. Kalamazoo Bats issue. Someone wrote on it some stains, some severe creasing. Do not care. Just happy to have an example from another set in the collection. Sid Farrar, he was an okay player. Had some okay seasons, obviously. I think he played 1883 to 1890 or so. So, that wasn't exactly the glory days of putting up monster statistics. His daughter, far more popular than him, Geraldine Farrar, very popular opera singer in the early 1900s. I think she was around for like 20-some years. So, Sid Farrar, little less known than his daughter. You can look that up. Pretty neat. So that is a super cool pickup. Again, just something I just happened to see rolling through Twitter. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll reach out on that. I have some interest. So happy to add that one to the collection. Thank you, Ryan. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, we got a gift here from Reese ND Card Ranger. So I actually need some of these. I have the whole Topps Now run of regular issues for Phillies. I do not have some of the players' weekend cards because I didn't pick them up at the time, and they actually have become somewhat tough to find, at least some of them. Some are more common. Anyway, this is Nick Williams, supposedly. They have the ugly uniforms that they wore during those weekends, players' weekends, but the problem is this is not Nick Williams. This is Pedro Florimon, who was a bench player for the Phillies for a short while and never had a card as a Philly, but he has a card as a Philly. It's just he's being identified as Nick Williams, whom he is not. So that's a cool addition to the collection. Thank you, Reese. I know Reese, Ray, Ed, and some of our other Phillies friends. Obviously, we enjoy the current team and the amazing 2022 season, but we also love looking back on some of the oddball guys or some of the guys who have brief stints in Philadelphia who are not exactly household names, and finding their cards can be a lot of fun. All right, some Tops Now stuff that rolled in since the last time I did a video. Kyle Schwarber ties record for leadoff home runs in a postseason. That's from Game 5 of the World Series. Astros struck first. Schwarber came out, hit a home run in the bottom of the first. And then the Phillies did end up, unfortunately, losing a highly important game there. Game 5, kind of a swing game that was pretty big. If they would have won that and went to Houston up 3-2, I think they would have had a legitimate shot to take one of the two games. Going back to Houston down 3-2, my confidence level was not high, unfortunately, but Schwarber did his part during the World Series. Things just kind of stopped going the Phillies' way in the second portion of the series. Here's the final Tops Now card of the postseason run. Kyle Schwarber provides a lead with a home run in second straight game. He had a go-ahead home run in, I believe, top 6 of Game 6. Then, unfortunately, the bottom of the 6th did not go well. Zach Wheeler was cruising. He did hit Martin Maldonado with a pitch. Maldonado was hanging over the plate. Hit him. Then got a fielder's choice with Jose Altuve. Altuve, of course, the much better runner. Then Jeremy Pena hit a ball that, if they were playing the right depth, would have been a double play ball and gotten them out of the inning, but unfortunately they weren't. Ball got through, put runners first and third, one out. Wheeler was still dealing, pitching well, didn't lose any velocity. Unfortunately, Rob Thompson, one of the few missteps during the season, pulled him, even though his pitch count was also pretty low. Brought in Jose Alvarado, who was a bit cooked. He was fantastic during the season, fantastic during the majority of the postseason, but had struggled in the World Series. Got blown up in Game 4, and then he gave up a 3-run bomb to Yordan Alvarez, which was kind of that nail in the coffin. As soon as he took that swing, you knew that was one of those no doubt about it's. Ball hit the bat, you knew it was gone, and you kind of had that sinking feeling knowing the series was probably coming to an end. Of course, you had your hopes. You were hoping they'd be able to crawl back, but you kind of knew. And he actually struggled after that and gave up another run, so they went down, I think, 4-1 at that point. So a disappointing conclusion to the season, but an unforgettable run, absolutely incredible. Provided amazing memories for longtime fans like myself, longer time fans like my dad. That awesome experience you have with your friends and family, enjoying the games, talking about the games, and it's breeding new fans. My nephew, super into the Phillies now, like super into the players, age 7. So I think back, that's about the time where I start remembering, where I remember like individual players and moments and such. So what an incredible run. Here's some more stuff from some slightly better games. Tops Now is awesome. You know, there's some stuff you can debate whether it's worth it or not. These are the moments, like if you're a fan of a team and you collect it all, like how do you not own some of these? But Harper, 2-run home run in Game 3. Get some duplicates here. 1,000th home run in World Series history was Alec Boehm. Brandon Marsh hit a home run in that game. That was like the last hurrah of the season, unfortunately. Ranger Suarez was really good. Schwarber and Hoskins had back-to-back home runs. And in that game, the Phillies were the first team in World Series history with 5 home runs in first 5 innings. So that was a great game. Then, unfortunately, Game 4, offense was completely shut out, got no hit. Game 5, like I said, lost that tough 3-2 game with a ton of opportunities and just Bullets hit down the line where the mediocre first baseman was right there. Bullets hit that should have been off the wall for a double, maybe a triple. The local kid makes an amazing catch. So, all good things must come to an end, right? And that's what happened to the Phil season. Here's a couple postseason Topps Now cards. So I got the Julio Rodriguez, Kyle Schwarber, AL/NL Outfield Silver Slugger Award winners. And then Alejandro Kirk, JT Realmuto, AL and NL Catcher Silver Slugger Award winners. So pick those ones up for the Phillies 2022 Topps Now set. Then we got some Throwback Thursday cards they produced. Kyle Schwarber, they did some postseason ones. So we got Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, and Bryson Stott. Stott had a really nice postseason run. He struggled in the World Series. You got Bryce Harper and Schwarber. Some cool cards there for the collection. See what else. Let's see some other pickups. eBay pickups. All right. Gallery of Heroes. Bryce Harper. That is, I believe, out of... This is 2022. I think this is out of Topps Gallery, if I remember right. That's a tough pull. Obviously, you can see through it. Stained glass effect. Cool card there. They've been doing the last few years. Say Richie Ashburn Mini Diamond Platinum Refractor from Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary. Serial numbered to 70. Sweet looking card there. Got a Steve Carlton Topps Now. Turn back the clock. Picked up this Bryson Stott short print from 2022 Topps Update. Still need the super short print of him and a few other of the super short prints, but I think I'm good on all the short prints now for the Phillies Topps team set. Here's one from a few years ago. I need it. Bryce Harper super short print from 2020 Topps Update. It's a cool card there. And then I did purchase this Nick Castellanos short print, Blowing the Bubble. Made that purchase just a few days too early, as I did receive a package here from James G., who I met at the National and has been a longtime supporter of the channel. Sent me some stuff for the Phillies collection. Appreciate it, James. I think yours might even be better centered, though. So yours will probably be the one that goes into the collection. Neither are perfect, but sent me a Castellanos short print. And then also sent me a Kyle Schwarber relic card, event-worn memorabilia from the All-Star game. All-Star Stitches relic card, Kyle Schwarber, who had a amazing season. What a great signing he was. Provided great leadership. Ended up hitting over 50 home runs, including the postseason. 46 to lead the National League during the regular season. So, James, appreciate that. I picked up... I don't remember, honestly, at this point, if I showed this off in the last video. Bryson Stott. From the Topps Living set. And then picked up some Gene Segura's as well, who's now currently a free agent, but had a nice run with the Phillies, capped off with some productive play in the postseason. And then they also had another Philly. They had Sir Anthony Dominguez, who was really good for the Phillies in the playoffs. So nice to get some living set cards. Phillies went through a pretty long dry spell at one point. All right, we got some Christmas gifts here. Oh, one last pickup, and then we'll get into the Christmas gifts. This was a purchase. I actually made this before the last mail day, and I just completely forgot to show it off. So this is a 1960 McGregor Robin Roberts in a 6. was not, I don't remember at this point exactly how much it was. Wasn't all that expensive. Honestly, I don't remember what the price was, but based on how expensive it is to get large items graded at this point, I mean, that alone, it was well worth it. But Baseball Advisory Staff of Champions, Robin Roberts. Hall of Famer, blank back. Beautiful card for the Phillies collection, so super happy to add that one. And now on to the Christmas gifts. So, Ed Wesker-Griff gave this to me in person at a card show we met briefly. Hooked me up with a 2022 World Series program. Astros, Phillies. So that's cool. Thanks, Ed. Neither Ed or myself were able to unfortunately get to the World Series. Game 3 would have been a blast to get to, be at, but probably dodged a bullet. Can you imagine spending big money for Game 4 where they didn't get a hit, or Game 5, which was heartbreaking? That would have been rough. All right, let's see. Ed hooked me up with a few New England Patriots cards to the collection. Here's a guy who, this is a cool card. He was kind of a one-game wonder to a degree. I mean, I guess that's not fair. He had a couple okay seasons overall. But BenJarvis Green Ellis. This is honoring his 112 rushing yards. Panini Gold Standard, Gold Rush. You got a relic, which I always find it amazing when the image is featuring him in the throwback uni, and then the relic is clearly from the modern uniform. You would think they would have an image of him in the modern uniform. But BenJarvis Green Ellis. Thicker card, numbered to 99. So Ed, appreciate that for kind of the oddball collection. I'm sure nowadays people wouldn't be too quick to send BenJarvis Green Ellis cards in for grading. And then Ed also hooked me up with this 2014 Topps Tom Brady gold parallel, numbered to 2014 in an SGC8. Gold parallel of Tom Brady, who obviously all-time great, future Hall of Famer, absolute lock. Has been a tough 2022 for him on and off the field. I mean, on the field, like, his numbers for a 45-year-old are actually amazing, but compared to the Tom Brady you think of, they're a little pedestrian. And in today's NFL, they're just, I think his quarterback rating's like 88 or 89, which 20 years ago would probably be like 5th, maybe 7th in the league. And now it's, I'm sure, not even in the top 20, 25. Tampa Bay is just, their offense is terrible. They just can't seem to get much separation. They can't score when they're in the red zone. So, been a tough year. They may make the playoffs. They may win the division, even though they are below 500. All right, and a few Christmas cards here. We got my guy, TTM Troy Rudder. What up, Troy? Appreciate you thinking of me, sending this my way. Always awesome talking to you at the National and online for years. I know it's been a little while lately. It's been a crazy couple years, and then this year's just been exceptionally busy. There's another longtime YouTube guy. Merry Christmas. Christmas card from Caleb Craig, aka Caleb's Cards. I mean, this guy's been doing videos for probably, I gotta think it's pushing 10 years. Darn close. I appreciate it, Caleb. You guys check out Caleb's channel. TTM guy, card collector, and a Rockies fan who got the purple auto here. And then a few autographs. Phil Nevin, who is a coach, he might have finished the year as a manager this year. I think he took over for someone. And then this one here is really cool. And I don't know if you did this on purpose or not, Caleb, whether you knew or not. But Eric Hinsky, he's a former Rookie of the Year, won Rookie of the Year. As a Tampa Bay Ray, he was the final hitter of the 2015 World Series. Brad Lidge struck him out to clinch the World Series title, which is pretty cool. So I like kind of picking up his stuff from time to time. So that's awesome. And then I got a package here from Reindeer Studios. Hooked it up. I've seen some other people show these off with the awesome Mossy Claus card alone. I mean, this right here, Christmas card, is awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Scott. And send me a Scott Rowland card, EX. It's a cool one there from, God, this has got to be 98 or 99. 2001, wow. Cool card there, Scott Rowland. We'll see if he perhaps gets in the Hall of Fame. And then this one Scott sent me. He forwarded this from mutual friends in Japan. So got hooked up. Charlie and Yumi, you fans in Japan, God bless you. I appreciate this. Sent me some info on the NPB baseball. So that'd be cool. It's kind of hard to show off on camera, just the angles and such, but fun to go through. Got some Hall of Famers. Sadahara O. I would love to pick up one of his playing day cards. Sometime I will. Some vintage cards. Old MikeO cards. I'll have to send an email thanking you. These are cool postcards. Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. Very, very cool. Sent a pack, which I partially want to open, and I semi kind of want to keep sealed for the in the collection. Second version. That's pretty cool. And a Giants pocket schedule. So that is it for the mail day. Bunch of stuff. Bunch of pickups for the collection. Some generous gifts from members of the community. From members of the community all around the world. I appreciate everyone who watched. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think of all the cool additions to the collection. I appreciate it. Have yourselves a great Christmas. I'm sure I'll be back before the end of the month. But Happy New Year regardless. Thank you as always. See ya.